Sir Aldred of Gallowmere, Part 2. The village of Gallowmere slumbered beneath a sky thick with storm clouds, the wind carrying the distant scent of rain. A hush had settled over the thatched rooftops, save for the occasional creak of wood and the rustle of leaves that danced in the cold night air. Sir Aldred moved through the darkness, his boots silent upon the damp earth. The weight of his decision bore down upon him, but he pushed the doubt aside. The mire-wraith had given him a path. Now he had only to walk it. Ahead, Harold's cottage stood at the edge of the square, its windows glowing with firelight. The mason's laughter drifted through the air, mingling with the softer voices of his family. His wife, a gentle woman with hair like wheat, hummed as she rocked the babe in her arms. His eldest son sat at the hearth, whittling a small figure from a scrap of wood. Aldred clenched his jaw. How easily Harold had taken the place of a nobleman. The admiration of the village, the wealth, the honour, all of it belonged to a knight, not a common labourer. His fingers curled around the hilt of his dagger. A single stroke, a single moment, and all would be set right. He took a step forward, and the door creaked open. Harold stepped outside, oblivious to the shadow that lurked in the alleyway. He stretched his arms with a weary sigh, the lines of a day's work still etched upon his hands. He turned his face toward the heavens, the firelight illuminating the honest weariness in his eyes. Then he whispered almost to himself, "May the gods keep us. May we know peace even in the hardest of days." Aldred faltered. His grip on the dagger loosened, the weight of it suddenly unbearable. The mire-wraith's words slithered through his mind. "Remove him, and the village shall see thee as their true saviour." But standing there in the dark, watching Harold lift his face to the sky in quiet prayer, the thought of striking him down made Aldred feel small, cowardly. His pulse pounded in his ears. This was not battle. This was not war. This was murder. His hands trembled. His breath came short. A bead of sweat rolled down his brow, cold despite the warmth of the night. Then Harold turned. Their eyes met. Aldred froze. The mason frowned, his brow creasing in concern. "Sir Aldred," he called softly, "is all well?" For a moment the knight said nothing. His throat tightened, his mind racing for an answer, for a reason why he stood in the shadows like a thief. And then a scream, a terrible piercing wail that shattered the stillness of the night. Not from the house, not from the square, from the woods.